Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Ricky from Necronomadol. I just wanted to say a quick, huge thank you to all of our patrons. We are so sorry that all the content has taken so long to get up. We're so sorry to have kept you waiting with the Sari Ama, between the Europe tour, the new album, and so many other really exciting things that we've got waiting for you guys. It's just been a really busy season. I wanted to let you know that we really appreciate you guys hanging in there on Patreon. We've got a lot of great things coming up. We're going to be changing things, so there's more regular content, more new content. And just so you know, we've got a lot of really exciting things coming up for Necroma as well. And your support is what's really enabling us to do that. So from both the girls as well as me, thank you guys so much. Okay, so I wanted to get into it. We've got quite a few questions for Sari, but we're going to go quickly. So I'm going to give the questions in English. Sari will answer in Japanese. I'll translate those answers, and then we'll just keep going on. So our first question is from Freddy Sigma. The question is, have you ever listened to a band named Ghost?
ゴーストさんは日本のファンの方が前おすすめしてくれた時に一度聞いたことがあります。すごい新しい世界でした。
So yeah, actually one of our Japanese fans recommended Ghost to me a while ago, and I checked them out, and it was like a new world. It's very interesting. The next question is from Manny Vasquez. Hello Sari, you've performed in a few countries already. What other countries would you like to tour?
冗談ではなくて世界一周したいなって思ってます。一人でもファンがいるならその国に飛んでいきたいなって思ってます。
Okay, and her answer is, so I'm not even joking, but I would love to do a real worldwide tour. So really just going the whole way around the world and seeing our fans all around the world. So the next question is from Justin Corona, and this is very similar. If you could pick any place in the world, so one place for Necroma to do a show, where would it be? 一つの場所で。
一つの場所か。そうですね。今すっごい日本が暑いので北欧の寒い方に行きたいです。
So right now it's the middle of summer in Japan. It's incredibly hot. You can probably hear the air conditioner in the background. I would love to go to Scandinavia. Okay, next question is from Philip Eberl. Who has influenced you and why?
そうですね。たくさんいらっしゃるんですけど、まず一つは、一人目は三輪明宏さんが、魂の尊敬の方で、あとプリンセス天功さん知ってますか？とかもすごい尊敬してます。
Okay, so there's so many people, but if I had to pick just a few, one would be Miwa Akihiro-san. Akihiro Miwa, who is really one of my heroes, and also Princess Tenko. Have you ever heard of her? She's a Japanese entertainer. Okay, next is from David Vidable, and David asks, in the future, where would you like to travel?
個人的には砂漠に行きたいです。
Okay, so for me, I'd like to go to the desert, actually. 暑くない？
暑いけど夜の砂漠は寒い。
Okay, so because nights in the desert are cool, unlike Japan. Okay, next question is from Gary McKenzie. So you recently visited India and achieved one of your goals of traveling overseas by yourself. What's your favorite memory from India?
やっぱりガンジス川にボートで乗ったことですかね。やっぱりガンジス川のボートに寝っ転がった時に一番ときめきを感じました。
Okay, so actually when I was riding by myself down the Ganges River on a boat, so I laid down on the boat and was looking at the sky, and it just really was a touching moment for me. Okay, next is from Elvira. What are your favorite movies or television shows?
テレビは基本的にあんまり見ないんですけど、最近見た映画は、新しい映画の万引き家族っていう是枝監督の映画と、あとピンクフラミンゴを見ました。
見た。Okay, so I don't watch a whole lot of television, but recently I watched the movie Manbiki Kazoku, which is like a shoplifting family, a Japanese film, and I also watched Pink Flamingos by John Waters recently. Divine はどうでした？
いや存在感がすごかったです。
音楽もすごいいいよ。
音楽が良かったですね。
Okay, next question is from Eric Albertson. So I love the different choreography for each song. So how do you build the movements that you perform?
そうですね。ネクロノマイドルの振り付けは基本的には優子先生という方がつけてくださってて、ゼアゼアゼアゼさんと か山本さとみとさんとかの振りをつけてる方がつけてくださってて、あとは、メンバーでつけた振りも1曲だけあります。
Okay, so basically almost all of our choreography is from Yuko, who is a choreographer who works with Theirs, as well as Yanakoto Sotomute. And we actually have one song that was choreographed by our members, so generally it's our choreographer who determines what the dance is going to be. Okay, next question is by Hyrule. So what is the weirdest thing a fan ever did or gave to you?
何が面白かったかですよね。
まあ変わってることですね。変わってる。
一番驚いたのはぬいぐるみをもらったことですかね。日本で普段ぬいぐるみをもらうキャラではないので、アメリカで初めてぬいぐるみをもらった時にすごいびっくりして、今でもベッドの横にこうやって言います。
So actually, it was a stuffed animal, plush toy that a fan gave me because in Japan particularly, I'm not the kind of idol that gets a lot of stuffed animals. But when we went to the US, I received one for the first time, so I was really surprised in a good way. But that stuffed animal is actually still on my bed, so I'm taking good care of it. Okay, next question is by Stefan. So I'd be interested in the decision to not show your face without makeup or without shironuri.
そうですね。ミクロノマイドルのサリは白塗りが清掃なので一番あるべき姿なので白塗りでいるということなので、特に意味はないんですけど、一番丁寧にメイクした結果が白塗りということですね。
Okay, so the Sari, who is a member of Necronomadol, you know, for her character, the shironuri is just a really important aspect, a really important element of that. And while I don't have a really deep thought process that went behind it, in the end, it's actually just the best way I can make myself up. It's kind of the most beautiful makeup I can do. Okay, the next is by Dawn. So if you could choose somebody to sing a duet with, who would you like to sing with?
そうですね。ルポール。大好きだからすごく尊敬してるからルポールと歌ってみたい。
So actually, I would choose RuPaul, the crossdresser. You know, I really respect her a lot, and yeah, I'd love to sing with her. Okay, next is by Richard Jameson. So what's the most memorable live performance you've ever attended? It could be a band, idol group, or anything, but something that really left a strong impression on you.
そうですね。やっぱり一番最初にそういうパフォーマンスを見たのが15歳の時に、虚飾集団回転100名っていう、劇団を見たことが一番今の私につながっているかなと思います。
So I think when I was 15 and saw the performance group Kaiten Hyakume, it's like a group that performs plays, they really left a strong impression on me, and that's carried with me to today. Okay, the next question is from Andrew. So, Sari, you've said that you prefer playing with bands over normal stages. You know, why do you feel that way?
どっちもバンドか生オケかってことですよね。そうどっちも大好きなんですよね。ただそのオケの時にはダンスが一番見せどころで、5人で力を合わせられるんですけど、バンドの時はまた違った音を楽しみながら踊ることができるので、どっちも違った味があってとても好きです。
So, you know, of course I like performing in both different ways, both with the backing tracks as well as with the band, but when we're performing the backing tracks, really I focus on dance, so my movements are kind of the key part of the performance for me. But when we're playing with the band, you know, I can really enjoy the sound, I can really enjoy the music myself, as well as, you know, kind of thinking about the way I move and the way I perform, so it's just a different kind of dimension that opens up in the band performance. Okay, so Jay asks, you had an April Fool's joke where you pretended to be an office worker for a day, but if you really weren't an idol or a queen, what do you think you would be doing?
多分旅人になってると思います。多分定職にはついてないかなと思います。フラフラしてると思います。
So I think I would be a traveler. You know, I don't think I would have any kind of regular employment. Maybe I would just be drifting around the world. Okay, the next question is from Janina. What or who are your biggest fashion influences?
人ではないんですけど、よく防具という雑誌を見てって思います。
Okay, so it's not a person, but I really like the fashion magazine Board. I like to check it out and get a lot of inspiration from there. All right, next question is from Dino. So when you visited London, what did you enjoy the most about the city?
そうですね、ロンドンではやっぱり人が一番好きでしたね。面白いし優しいし、今ロンドンを思い浮かべても結構ファンの顔がいっぱい出てきますね。
So, for London, actually, I enjoyed the people the most because they're kind, but they're also really interesting. So, when I think back to my time in London, the first thing that comes into mind is the faces of all of our fans. Okay, so next question is from Thorbjorn. So, he says, what are you looking forward to on the European tour? I'm sorry, this is actually being recorded after the European tour, but maybe what did you look forward to on the European tour?
やっぱり何よりも一番大事だったのは、ライブなんですけど、ライブは本当に今出せる力 100% 出して、パフォーマンスすることができたので、それは叶えられました。あと個人的には、見たことのないたくさんの景色を見たいなと思っていたんですけど、一人でもちょっと旅を、させてもらったりとかもできたので、結果的には叶えられたかなと思います。
Okay, so of course the shows are the most important thing, so really putting 100% into each and every performance, and I'm really thankful to say I think we were able to pull that off, we were able to do that. But for me, one of my personal goals was to see a lot of different cities, to see a lot of different, just kind of the way that the different cities, the way that the different countries looked, and I think I had a real opportunity to do that this time, so I really enjoyed the trip. Okay, next question is from Paul. So Paul says, besides singing, dancing, or art, do you have a special skill, something that's not related to those? So, are you a hidden mathematical genius? Can you repair cars?
あれですか、隠れ才能はありますかってやつですね。隠れ才能、ユーフォニアムっていう楽器がありまして、それを吹けるっていうことと、あと人を匂いで区別できる。人の匂いを覚えている。
Okay, so this is actually kind of related to music, but I can play the euphonium, which is a bit unusual, and maybe a special skill, I can tell people apart by the way they smell. So for all the fans, take a shower before you come to the shows. Okay, so the next question is from Alice. So, which do you enjoy more, giving all your energy on stage as a performer or being in the audience?
やっぱり出演する方ですね。これは変わりません。出演する方が好きです。
So for me, it's definitely being on stage. That is never going to change. Chris asks us if you could tell us a little bit about, your past, about yourself when you were younger.
そう、家の裏に林があったので、結構野生的に育ったということと、あとかと思えば家でずっとお絵かきしたりとかもしてました。あとすっごく甘やかされて育ったことと、あと髪の毛がくるくるでした、ちっちゃい頃は。
So a couple different, episodes, but behind the house where I grew up was a field. So it was actually kind of a wild upbringing, playing outside a lot, being out in nature. I also spent a lot of time at home drawing pictures. I like to stay inside and draw. And when I was younger, actually, my hair was very curly, so a bit different from now. Okay, so the next question is from Lorenzo. So his question is that if you could create a festival, like a concert, anywhere in the world and choose what groups to play with, who would you like to play with and where would you like that festival to be?
個人的には自然のあふれる環境で、例えば海とか森とか山とかそういうところで、なんでしょう、海外のバンドとかだと MGMT とかを結構フェスに出てるイメージがあるので呼んでみたいなと思います。
Okay, so to pick a space, not any particular place, but I'd like it to be in nature, maybe by the sea, the mountains, in a forest. And thinking about maybe international bands that play a lot of festivals, I'd like to play with MGMT, I think. Okay, and the next question is from Terry. So Terry is asking about game arcades and saying that they're popular in Japan. Do you have a favorite game that you would play in arcades, or do you enjoy playing games now?
ゲームは意外と見るのが好きで、マザー2とか夢日記が一番好き。あとイブとかそういうのが好きで、ドット系が好きで、ゲームセンターはあんまり行っ たことがないです。
Okay, so actually I've never really been to arcades that much, but I do like watching games, maybe watching more than playing. I like pixel art a lot, and so I like Mother 2, which was actually, it wasn't released in the West, but it was the sequel to Earthbound. Yume Nikki, which is like a Dream Diary, which is kind of popular, or also Eve are some of my favorites. Okay, the next one is from Bonnet, and you mentioned that you like Sari, but do you like any other classical composers as well?
最近は藤子ヘミングさんというピアノの人がとてもお気に入りで、作曲家さんでいうとリストとかドビュッシーが好きです。
Okay, so lately I've been listening to the piano player Fujiko Hemming quite a bit. I like her quite a lot. And I also like, in terms of composers, Liszt and Debussy quite a bit. Okay, next is from Clayton. And so Clayton asks if you could have any superpower, what kind of superpower would you like to have?
これは結構最近ずっと同じなんですけど、変化が使いたいですね。いろんな動物になって空を飛んだりもできるし、ちっちゃくもなれるし、人にも変身できるし、すごい万能で一番いい超能力だと思います。
Okay, so I've been thinking about this a lot recently, but I think I'd like the power to like morph into different things. So maybe animals, so like a bird to be able to